Call of Duty is being destroyed by Call of Duty, and it would be so easy to point to all the crazy, stupid things they've done specifically over the past 12 months, and we could broaden that to the past few years if we wanted to, but just specifically the past 12 months, you'd think that would be enough for them to destroy themselves. However, what's actually happened is since this Microsoft deal is on the verge of going through, them purchasing Activision is the one I'm referring to, since then we have seen that Microsoft has miraculously fixed the Xbox 360 servers for some of the greatest Call of Duty games to ever exist. So I would say personally that from COD 4 Modern Warfare right up to Black Ops 2, those 6 games that happened there, all of them were absolute bangers. World at War being my personal favourite of the lot of them, but that's purely for nostalgia reasons. So since those servers have been fixed, we have seen players flock to these servers in order to play these older Call of Duty games. Now, me personally, I'm pretty done with COD. It's just in such a dog shit state these days, and with all the drama surrounding it, I find it difficult to be excited for these games the way I used to be. But I cannot deny that with this Activision deal going through more or less with Microsoft, there is a very strong chance that we could see a lot of the older Call of Duty games on Game Pass. And if they were to do that with fixed servers that weren't filled with hackers that would steal your IP address and all that type of nonsense, it's very possible we could get a massive second win of the older Call of Duty games being played by maybe players like me, maybe newer players that haven't seen these games before. They came around during the Black Ops 3 days, or God forbid, the 2019 days. That would be a crazy sight to see. So Microsoft, Activision, if you want to boost up those Game Pass sales, that's an easy way to go about it, especially if the servers work. So over the past few days, since we've seen that these servers have had a second win, reports indicate thousands of people were online over the weekend playing the likes of Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare 3, which came out in 2011, and Treyarch's Black Ops 2, which came out in 2012. Even the groundbreaking Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare from 2007 saw a boost. These older Call of Duty games were playable online still after a decade of launch, but were riddled with hackers, boosters, and cheaters, and all that type of fun stuff. Just like the newer ones are at the moment as well. But reports emerged last week that some unannounced work was done to improve the matters on the Xbox 360 versions of these games, and then when word got around of stable online play, thousands of fans ending up jumping in. These older Call of Duty games included online player counters, so while they may be prone to error, they provided a good indicator of current interest. So for Black Ops 2, we can see that it has over 10,000 players playing on Xbox 360 with matchmaking working again. Now, I know some people are going to jump in and say, 10,000 players, that's not really a whole lot. When you consider that this is Xbox 360, specifically the Xbox 360 console, maybe some Xbox Ones with the backwards compatibility, that is quite a lot of players. We are generations removed from the Xbox 360, and this is able to pull in 10,000 players. Just imagine if this was on Game Pass. Modern Warfare 3 on the Xbox 360 has over 7,000 players active with matchmaking working again. And it's not too hard to go on Twitter or go on YouTube and see just how quickly these lobbies are filling up with players. Quicker than the current Modern Warfare 2 dogshit game. It's quicker to find a game in these 10 plus year old games than it is in the newer ones. Think on that, and just remember, imagine if this was on Game Pass. Matchmaking servers for these games on PC and PlayStation 3 remain troubled, according to player reports, so Microsoft's old console is where the action is at. Now, of course, Activision Blizzard could go in and fix all these things, or if they didn't want to do that, they could stop, I don't know, sending cease and desist to the third-party clients that were doing this stuff for them, for free for the most part. Now, the timing of this whole thing is interesting given that Microsoft's expected $69 billion buyout of Activision Blizzard hot off the press deal between Sony and Microsoft to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for a decade, and the incoming announcement of this year's, which will be a guaranteed dogshit Call of Duty game made by Sledgehammer Games, being the continuation to Modern Warfare 2 2022 being Modern Warfare 3. So could Microsoft and Activision be preparing to launch a Call of Duty back catalog on Game Pass soon? It's worth mentioning that most of these old Call of Duty games are currently also on sale on Xbox. You tell me what you think is going on here. I think it's absolutely hilarious to see the current state of Call of Duty and just how terrible it is being destroyed by the very games that made them successful in the first place.